Heads of state and government setting foot on the Senegalese soil. For leaders of the sub-region, Dakar was this week the key destination. Teranga, the country's legendary hospitality, being once again put to the test.
Let me address my thanks to my brother and friend Macky Sall for the measures taken to enable the success of this summit, and also for the warm welcome which is just indicative of this Senegalese teranga.
The enthusiasm is infectious. It results in a unique agreement which will somewhat put West Africa on the path towards a vibrant and dynamic economic union.
We have crossed a crucial stage in our work towards the economic integration of our region.
A success which bears the mark of leading organizations of the sub-region, the West African Economic and Monetary Union, and the Economic Community of West African States. Two institutions sharing almost the same goal raise high the integration flag. It's been nearly 20 and 40 years respectively. WAEMU and ECOWAS have been fulfilling the mission not without difficulties, among others crises in Mali, Ivory Coast and Guinea-Bissau. Today there is a new drive that wants to turn those dark pages, as evidenced by the two important events our country have hosted in 2 days, the WAEMU Ordinary Session and the ECOWAS Extraordinary Summit. West Africa, a region at crossroads. On its scoreboard, some indicators which have long flashed red, slowly turning green in a precarious atmosphere. While in Mali, the north is not completely shielded from terrorism and the jihadists, Guinea is struggling to take the road towards stability. The country has just come out from laborious parliamentary elections, whose results are far from arousing consensus. In Guinea-Bissau, the transition process should come to an end with elections due to be held in November. But the question is, will the stakeholders meet the deadlines? Slow recoveries, yet the region has rarely been so close to the way to salvation. For its leaders, time has come to open a new era, conducive to peace and economic integration. They had the opportunity to express the commitment during the WAEMU Ordinary Session. The 8 member countries signing a document to establish a common policy in the field of security.
The Union has been making important efforts for 20 years now. We've realized that there can't be development if peace and security issues are not taken into account. Hence, the fact that those aspects are on the agenda of the Head of States Conference.
For many observers, WAEMU could not put it any better. It is only with peace the organization can achieve its main objective, more integration to reinforce the current common economic policies. The tone was thus set on the eve of an economy-oriented summit. In the ECOWAS Extraordinary Session, the main topics of discussion were EPA, the consolidation of the regional market, but also the common external tariff. Regarding this last point, heads of state and government of the West African sub-region have decided to step on the accelerator.
The common external tariff has been an objective long awaited by ECOWAS. You know that since our main objective is to become a unified customs zone, we need a common external tariff, but the process took a bit long. But I am happy that today the head of states have finally approved the common external tariff for ECOWAS, which means that we have crossed a crucial stage in our work towards the economic integration of our region. We will take the whole year of 2014 to sensitize and train the customs officers, but also to translate in legal instruments in every member state so that everyone is ready to implement the common external tariff by 1st of January 2015. As long as we did not have a common external tariff, we were not in a position to propose a market access offer to our European partners. Now we can, and I can assure you that we have analyzed all the tariff lines of our common external tariff to make sure that any liberalization will not do any harm to our own industrial sector and all our sensitive products. So it is carefully reviewed offer that we are going to make to our European counterpart. Of course, this is not the only issue we are going to discuss, but it is certainly one of the main ones.
Economic development, we used to say, without security, without peace, there can be no growth, there can be no development. This is a demonstration. Now that our countries are having democracy, good governance, and peace, we can see now that our heads of state, they are able to focus on economic issues, which is going to contribute to the development of our people, poverty reduction, creation of employment. This is the beginning of a good thing.
The final communique read by the President of the ECOWAS Commission is just indicative of a new era intended to be the beginning of a long period of growth. And to talk about all these issues, we have our guest, Ousmane Biram Sane, the former director of the Regional Stock Exchange section in Senegal. Ousmane, a week ago, our country hosted two summits of paramount importance in the strengthening of the integration at the level of West Africa. Given the agreements reached, notably the common external tariff, do you think the expectations were met?
I'm doubtful about it because the agenda was reported to the year 2015 because there's a lot of problem for ECOWAS. In the part of WAEMU, West African Monetary Union, we can say the integration is successful. But in the part of ECOWAS, there is a problem because they cannot reach the external common tariff, and they postpone it until 2015. I think that ECOWAS has a main constraint with the integration matter. If you look at the mobility of people, there are many constraints on the borders. Also, we have not a common integration union like in the matter of currency. We have to tackle the unique currency before 2020. I think that are the constraints ECOWAS facing. Also, we can underline the question of peace and conflict in our region.
Yeah, the question of peace and concern. Do you think those challenges must be tackled in order to complete the project of both WAEMU and ECOWAS founding fathers?
I think so, because you cannot build development without peaceful nation. If you look at ECOWAS, there are 15 countries. Among these 15 countries, there are only 2 countries who are not facing conflict. It is Benin and Cape Verde. The other one are facing conflicts. This is a question we should address. That's why I think that the first priority of ECOWAS is to have a peaceful context in order to impulse the development. After that, we have to have a custom union with an external common tariff, and this is a challenge we should meet. Because if you look at the trade between us, it is a little bit weak, and that's why we have some constraints we should resolve before trading with the European Union and this part of our external trade.
Economic growth has a lot to do with strong financial institutions giving opportunities and regulating. At the WAEMU level, we have the Regional Stock Exchange. Don't you think it's high time to extend it to other ECOWAS countries?
Clearly, I wish it, and I call it because now we have experienced a successful regional stock exchange. We have the technology. It is possible now with internet trading to connect several countries. It remains to harmonize the regulatory framework in order to have one stock exchange for ECOWAS. You can have 2 possibilities for doing that. The first step, you can do what we call cross-listing, and we have a good example with EcoBank Transnational Incorporate, which is listed in Nigeria Stock Exchange, Ghana Stock Exchange, and the West African Stock Exchange. And after that, you can have the whole integration platform with a unique system of listing and negotiation through the possibility you have now with the satellite or the internet trading.
For you, given all these challenges, can we say that there is a bright or a dark future for ECOWAS and WAEMU?
Definitely there is a bright future for ECOWAS, because I think that our leader have take the importance of the integration. You know, within 2 years we will be at the deadline for the Millennium Challenge, Millennium Challenge goals, and we have not enough of time. And for me, the summit of Dakar, in his hidden agenda, is tackling this objective in order to achieve the human development in this defined by the United Nations. This defined by the United Nations.
Thank you very much for answering our questions. Thank you.